Home is a sense of grounding. It's where you wake up in the morning, it's where you go to bed, hopefully. And I feel that you need to feel safe and calm. At the same time, you can have the parties, all of your friends here. It has like different faces. It can be 10 different people. I'm Rosanna Bossom, and this is my house in West London. Starting any design process, my favorite part would be sitting down and doing all the spatial planning, working out the flow of a house, because I think that's so important. When I first bought this house, it was actually 2 flats within the Edwardian house. I took every wall and floor out and completely started from scratch, which was amazing because it meant that I really could do what I wanted with the space. I probably would have been my worst client because I changed my mind every second. No one tells you how hard it is to actually do your own house, whereas anybody else's house I can walk in and it seems to come to me. I'd say my style is very layered and colourful. I definitely wanted my home to feel super calm but inviting. I wanted it to be a place that my friends would all come and hang out on the weekends, in the evenings. I wanted it to be a very social house. I wanted a lot of character, a lot of noise. I think a home is to be lived in and loved, and you see too many interiors where it's so precious that you can't even put a mug down on any surface, which worries me. This is my sitting room. The starting point in here was this painting by Peggy Guyper. The colours, I think, are so warm, and they really were the start point for the scheme here. Then the curtain fabric. Originally, I wanted to use that all over the curtains, but my budget didn't quite stretch. So I just did it on the leading edge, which actually I think was a better decision as it gives more of an impact. Weirdly, this room was one of the hardest for the layouts because it's all off-center. I ended up creating 2 different seating areas, which then actually, when you're entertaining, works quite well. And then nobody really tends to notice that the fireplace isn't centered on the room, apart from me. This mushroom stool was a present from my sister-in-law. She makes them, and I gave her an antique textile, which she's upholstered it in. Mixing and matching is a very British design trait, I feel. Whether it's the furniture that's been handed down generations, you've got all the different styles and all the different fabrics and patterns layered on top. I don't like everything to match at all because then it feels very, very forced. It's the unexpected that always makes the biggest impact, I find. This is my snug, where I spend a lot of time. It's the awkward part in these Edwardian houses where no one really knows what to do in this room because there's no natural light. So I decided to make this my TV room and completely covered the walls in this tapestry wallpaper. I think the wallpaper adds depth and dimension, but it also gives the room a sense of escapism. To make a space great, in addition to character, I think it's very important to make a space last, but also never to be too precious about anything. Spills add character almost. And it's like leather. You want a leather chair brand new, every scratch makes it better. So I wanted the kitchen to be quite contemporary, almost like a blank canvas, because the rest of the house is very colourful. I definitely think coming from the more cosy, colourful rooms, going into this large white space with the big open doors to the garden creates kind of breath. When I bought the house, none of this existed. The house actually ended here. And so I created the extension with, I guess, a contemporary skylight, which runs the whole way down to the floor, giving you that look straight out into the garden as the connection of the new and the old. I really wanted to stay away from making this look too much like a kitchen. So slowly I've been adding layers. The lamps, the mirror, the art, having a rug under the table, everything slightly softens what otherwise is quite a harsh space. So the marble was another way of adding some layer into what otherwise was quite a white box. A lot of people don't notice this, but the 2 marbles actually don't match. Originally, it was all meant to be in this marble, but the final slab was dropped. And so I chose this one, which weirdly now I way prefer to the original, but they work in harmony, I think, together. And it's nice that it doesn't all match and feel like a forced kitchen. I wanted to create a designated bar area. I've done matching tablecloth to the wallpaper with a terracotta marble top. The only thing missing is the print that is en route, which is quite a fun print, especially for a bar. I think bathrooms are quite hard, especially if you're limited with space. I think in small spaces you can go wild, and I definitely did do that, wallpapering the smallest room, ceiling, walls, everything. This is one of my favorite Excel wallpapers. I think I've used it maybe about 7 times now. The prints are Hugo Guinness. They were originally done for 5 Hertford Street. The gents is the top one and the ladies the bottom. This is my bedroom. I have always wanted a 4-poster bed. Didn't have massive ceiling height here, and I already had a bed, so I faked it, and this all hangs from the ceiling. I found this antique Suzanne, which I had the border chopped off to make a border around the pelmet to the ceiling. When I stood in this room when I first bought it, the light that came in from about 5 p.m. was the most amazing glow. I knew I wanted to paint it a pink color without being too girly, and so I've settled for a very soft plaster finish, which kind of blends and changes from morning to evening. I really wanted a dressing room. But then I was compromising on the bedroom and the bathroom sizes. So I left all the wardrobes in the bedroom and wanted them to look as least like wardrobes as possible. I also hid my bathroom door as part of the wardrobes, so it felt a little more seamless. I feel like every room needs a little bit of brown furniture, and I inherited this bench from my grandmother, along with one of the side tables. And then I also have another side table from my other grandmother. So I feel like a lot of history in this room, and it's really nice to carry on. I reckon every interior designer would say this, that their own home is never finished. It's definitely my canvas. I experiment a lot, and the amount of pieces, whether it be cushions, lampshades that I'm mixing in, chopping out, there's always something else that can be done. I do feel a bit of a sentimental attachment to this house. I spent so long on every detail, and I love watching my friends come in, and especially in the summer now that my garden has bloomed. Hopefully lots of barbecues this summer.